Hello, NBA fans. Every day we have news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan and I ask for your help by subscribing to the channel and giving me your thumbs up. Coach Redick is having some conflicts with the Lakers stars due to Redick's immaturity, which leads him to expose the facts and problems related to the roster to the press. When the Lakers are defeated by another team, Coach Redick strongly declares that the players are to blame and never takes responsibility himself. Redick is unable to establish a solid defensive game plan and also has few variations in plays. The Lakers are depending on the quality of Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and LeBron James, who has returned to playing well. But they don't have a game plan that can surprise opponents, and Redick demonstrates that he doesn't have enough authority over the players. Therefore, the best way for the Lakers to start thinking about success is to fire Coach Redick and hire a more experienced coach. Four-time NBA champion coach Steve Kerr is in his final season with the Warriors. And NBA analysts are suggesting that the Lakers owner hire Steve Kerr to replace Redick. The Los Angeles Lakers are currently third in the Western Conference with a 22-11 record, but it hasn't all been smooth sailing so far. Lakers head coach Redick has gone at his players on a fair few occasions, most recently calling them out for not following his instructions. Former NBA player and current ESPN analyst Kendrick Perkins reacted to those comments on NBA Today, and he thinks all isn't well in that Lakers locker room. Doing all this crying in the media, what the baby's going to do? Perkins asked. You've got to leave some room for the babies in the world to do some crying. Nobody wants to hear that, and to me, he has lost the ears of the locker room. Packers outlast the Bears in coming-of-age win. And I'm not talking about LeBron James, because we know him and LeBron are always going to be on the same page, Perkins said. Obviously, we're not talking about Luka Doncic as well. They're going to be on the same page. But why are the other guys not listening to you? Your role players, the guys that you need to find a way to max out. A DeAndre Ayton. Redick had admitted on Saturday that he felt DeAndre Ayton was frustrated with his role on offense. There was then a change in the game plan in Sunday's 120-114 win over the Memphis Grizzlies, as Ayton got more touches than he had previously. When asked about that change post-game, the 27-year-old said, "Bigs can't feed themselves." That was noteworthy to Perkins, who has noticed a change in Ayton. His tone has changed, Perkins stated. I remember at the beginning of the season, when people were asking questions about his offensive production, and he said, I'm trying to be a better defender. Whatever the team needs me to be on the defensive side of things. Now all of a sudden, the energy has changed to he wants the ball, he can't feed himself. Perkins thinks Redick's calling out the team on multiple occasions hasn't gone down too well with these role players. Kenyon Martin, another former NBA player, has also said that the Lakers players do not respect their head coach. Perkins believes Redick has to change his ways. If I'm Redick, I've got to hold myself accountable, Perkins said. Meaning, I got to figure out a way and change my ways. I know he don't sugarcoat nothing, and we know JJ goes on these rants, but in today's world, in 2025, that's not happening. We've seen all-time great coaches changed and adapt to new generations, Perkins continued. We saw Greg Popovich do it with the Spurs. We saw Rick Carlisle do it in Indiana. And Redick need to do it his damn self. He haven't won a championship. He just got them to the first round. He got to humble himself. Perkins doesn't think this approach works as is in the NBA today. He thinks Redick not being an accomplished head coach only makes matters worse. Is he going to change his ways, though? That's not likely. Eddie Johnson points out a problem with Redick. While it's unclear if the Lakers players have any real issue with Redick, many former players sure aren't liking what they're seeing. Eddie Johnson stated on SiriusXM NBA radio that he needs to stop opening his mouth so much. This from my experiences being around 12 head coaches, Johnson said. Some coaches talk too much. And so when you talk too much, they tend to shut you up. That's all. I don't think they do it on purpose. You just have a lot of words coming out of your mouth. And I think that's part of his growth process. I think he just talks too much, especially to the media, Johnson added. Even though he's in the media, so he feels like he can handle the media. And I think that's part of his problem, that he feels like he can handle the media because he's been in the media at a high level. But I just think he gives them too much, and he talks too much. And I think he lets too much inside information out. Redick, of course, had his own podcasts and worked at ESPN before taking the Lakers job in 2024. He had never coached at even the high school level before this, and Johnson thinks speaking less is what's best for him. Jake LaRavia filling scoring void for Lakers ahead of Pelicans clash. Jake LaRavia has proven to be the perfect tonic for the resurgent Los Angeles Lakers ahead of Tuesday's road clash with the New Orleans Pelicans. The versatile wing, who signed as a free agent last summer, is in season-best form, his surge arriving just when his team needed his two-way punch most. LaRavia starred twice against his old side as Los Angeles notched a pair of home wins over the Memphis Grizzlies in a three-day span. LaRavia followed a 21-point, 9-rebound performance against Memphis on Friday with 26 points in Sunday's 120-114 come-from-behind victory. Luka Doncic, 36 points, 9 boards, 8 assists, and LeBron James, 26 points, 10 assists, were typically stellar. But with regular starters Austin Reeves, left calf strain, and Rui Hachimura, right calf strain, sidelined for both wins and both set to miss the New Orleans trip, LaRavia stepped up as the Lakers' third option. "You're not going to count on him scoring 26 a night," Los Angeles coach J.J. Redick said. "He's had a number of scoring games for us. We knew that he was, by the metrics, a disruptive defender, something we were really searching for because we were bottom third in the league last year in blocks, steals and deflections. He is probably better defensively than anticipated. He's been one of our most consistent guys, if not our most consistent guy, on that end of the floor. The only Laker to play every game this season, LaRavia's ability to impact defensively make him more valuable than what the box score displayed in both Memphis fixtures. I play really hard," LaRavia said. "I try and understand the tendencies of the player that I'm guarding. I'm not the most laterally quick player, I'm not the most athletic, but I can understand what players like to do and what their tendencies are, and I can kind of play off that. And I am really good at getting deflections and playing with my hands." The Pelicans, last in the Western Conference standings, will have their work cut out after their losing streak was extended to 7 with Sunday's 125-106 defeat against the host Miami Heat. New Orleans did have one moment to celebrate, though, when Trey Murphy III, who had 27 points, including 7 of 15 makes from deep, became the franchise's all-time leader in three-pointers. "It's great," Murphy said. "Especially getting it this early in my career. For me, I started off my rookie year pretty roughly. Being able to get it in my 5th year is a big testament to the work as well as my teammates finding me and the Pelicans giving me an opportunity." Murphy's fourth trade took past former teammate C.J. McCollum's franchise record of 692. "It's impressive what he's done," New Orleans interim coach James Borrego said. "Since he's been in the league, his growth deserves a ton of credit. He's put the work in, he's a tremendous worker, he's going to have a wonderful career here. He's already put up some big numbers. Proud of him. He's fantastic, keeps growing every year, adding to his game. He's tremendous and he deserves all the credit for that." Borrego was in no doubt as to where the Pelicans let themselves down most in Miami. "Turnovers cost us," he said. "That was the game, 26 turnovers, 17 at the half. Some of that was careless, some of that was their aggression, some of that was rim decisions, paint decisions." The Lakers have won their past 7 meetings against New Orleans, including 2 this season and 10 of the past 11. Lakers provide major update on Dalton Connect's future. Highlights. Los Angeles Lakers head coach J.J. Redick has offered clarity on Dalton Connect's role moving forward, signaling a renewed opportunity for the former first-round pick as the team continues to search for stability and production from its bench. Connect's early NBA journey has been uneven. Selected 17th overall in the 2024 draft, He entered the league with expectations that his shooting would translate quickly. Instead, his confidence appeared rattled following the rescinded trade with the Charlotte Hornets last season, and his offensive rhythm has never fully recovered. With the Lakers struggling to generate consistent bench scoring, Redick and the front office are increasingly motivated to evaluate internal options before looking elsewhere. Connect sits firmly within that group, but the pressure is mounting. For him, this represents a pivotal moment in a season where he has yet to find a firm footing. Lakers reopen the door for Dalton Connect. Ahead of last Friday's matchup against the Memphis Grizzlies, Redick confirmed that Connect would be reinserted into the rotation after recently falling out of it. "Yeah, Dalton will get a look tonight and he'll get a look for the foreseeable future," Redick said, via Lakers Nation. While an offensive spark would be welcome, Redick has made it clear that Connect's minutes moving forward will be dictated by effort and impact rather than shot-making alone. The emphasis is on playing hard at both ends of the floor and contributing within the flow of the game. Play hard. That's the biggest point of emphasis for him all season, Redick added. He's not going to be judged on whether he makes or misses shots, but that helps. When you go through a stretch where you feel like your team isn't playing hard, you gotta play the guys that are consistently playing hard. I think he's had some really good moments already this season, and I think for him, probably the next week or so, he's gonna have consistent playing time and consistent opportunities. Since Redick's comments, Connect has logged 10 and 12 minutes respectively in back-to-back wins over Memphis to open 2026. He went scoreless on January 2nd, finishing 0 of 2 from the field without recording another box score statistic, though he was a +8 in the game. 2 nights later, the 24-year-old scored 3 points on 1 of 5 shooting, adding 2 rebounds and 1 steal. Those performances followed a December 30th outing against the Detroit Pistons in which he shot a perfect 4 of 4 from the field in limited minutes, briefly showing the offensive promise that once defined his profile before slipping back into inconsistency. Despite Redick's public backing, a significant role has yet to materialize, and if trade discussions gain traction, Connect is widely viewed as a likely inclusion. His trade value, however, currently sits at an all-time low. Effort over results as role takes shape. Through 27 games this season, averaging just over 13 minutes per night, Connect is posting 5.4 points and 1.7 rebounds while shooting 46.7% from the field and 34.8% from 3. Those numbers contrast sharply with last season, when he erupted for 37 points in a single game, tying the NBA rookie record with 9 made three-pointers and briefly entering Rookie of the Year conversations. Redick's messaging suggests this is not a short-term experiment. Connect is expected to receive a consistent run, allowing him to settle into a defined role rather than bouncing in and out of the lineup. The Lakers have also turned to their G League affiliate, South Bay, to help rebuild Connect's confidence. In his lone appearance there this season, he scored 30 points against the San Diego Clippers, shooting 10 of 17 from the field while knocking down 6 three-pointers and contributing across the board. One cold fact shows Lakers look more like an average team than a true contender. The Los Angeles Lakers are winning. That part is undeniable. At 22-11, they sit third in the Western Conference and own the fourth-best record in the entire NBA. On the surface, that is the profile of a contender. Dig a little deeper, though, and one cold, uncomfortable fact cuts through the optimism. The Lakers have scored 3,870, exactly as many points as they have allowed, 3,870, this season. A perfect 0-point differential. That is not what championship teams look like. At last the Bears and coming-of-age win. The Lakers are a pretty good offensive team, ranked 7th in the league in offensive rating, 117.4, and a major part of that is their high field goal percentage, 50.1%, which is ranked 2nd in the league. They are not a good three-point shooting team, as they are ranked 25th in percentage, 34.2%, 23rd in three-point attempts, 34.1, and 25th in three-point makes, 11.7, per game. They are also ranked 2nd in the league in free throw attempts, 28.5, and free throws made, 22.4, per game. Overall, the Lakers are one of the better teams on that end, and if they can get a couple of quality shooters, they can rank at the top. The Lakers' biggest problem is on the defensive end. They are ranked 26th in defensive rating, 117.6, 25th in defensive rebounds, 31.2, 27th in the league in blocks, 4.1, 28th in opponents' points off turnovers, 20.5, and 20th in opponent fast break points, 16.0. They give up easy baskets in transition and fail to protect the rim consistently. These are massive structural defects that do not magically disappear come playoff time. This is why the Lakers look more like an average team than a contender. They feast on bad opponents, owning a dominant 15-3 record against teams below .500. Against teams above .500, they are 7-8. That is the definition of the middle ground. Good enough to beat who they are supposed to beat. Not good enough to consistently rise against real competition. One of the real concerns is how they lose. All of their 11 losses this season have been blowouts, with an average margin of defeat of 17.6 points. When the Lakers fall behind, they do not scrape and claw back. They unravel. When they win, they win. When they lose, they get buried. That kind of volatility rarely survives a 7-game series. Yes, they are 12-0 in clutch games, which matters. Late-game execution, poise, and experience are real strengths. But clutch success can mask deeper issues. Many of those close games are close because the Lakers cannot put teams away earlier due to defensive lapses. Roster construction plays a major role here. The Lakers are top-heavy. Their 3 offensive pillars are all elite with the ball. None of them is elite without it. In fact, Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and LeBron James all rank among the 10 slowest defenders in the league. Luka has never been an average defender. Reeves competes but is limited physically. LeBron is 41, in his 23rd season, and advanced metrics show a real defensive decline. This imbalance shows up in the data. The Lakers are the only team in the top 16 of the standings with a negative net rating. Their starting lineup ranks among the bottom 5 five-man lineups in the entire league. So yes, the Lakers are winning. Yes, they are dangerous. But the numbers are not lying. Right now, they look less like a true contender and more like a talented, experienced, deeply flawed team walking a very thin line. In the playoffs, thin lines usually snap. Redick slammed for leaking inside information about Lakers' locker room. "We're a terrible basketball team." Redick didn't hold back after the Lakers' Christmas Day blowout loss to the Rockets. The Lakers' HC can neither hide the ecstasy of big wins nor can he hide his frustration after losses during media engagements. While some Lakers fans might find it an endearing quality for a leader, one former NBA player doesn't think that's the right way to go about things every time. In fact, he believes that Redick was delusional about his ability to handle the media. The Lakers opened their season with a superb record despite LeBron James being out of the lineup. However, a troubled stretch hit the team in December when they lost 6 out of 10 games, and that too by massive margins. LA quickly became the biggest story in the league, not just because of their poor performances, but also because of Redick's comments in the media. During that stretch, he called his team unprofessional and even alleged that they didn't care enough. After the Christmas Day loss to the Rockets, Redick openly told reporters that there were players on his team who lacked effort and commitment on the floor. It's the media part that former NBA forward Eddie Johnson said was Redick's problem. The 1989 Sixth Man of the Year said that Redick gave too much locker room information to the media. Obviously, Redick is a young coach. And I just think, just from my experiences, being around, I think I had 12 head coaches. Some coaches talk too much, Johnson said. I think he just talks too much, especially to the media. He feels like he can handle the media. And I think that's part of his problem, that he feels like he can handle the media because he's been in the media at a high level. But I just think he gives them too much and he talks too much, and I think he lets too much inside information out. Redick is not pretentious, he is authentic. Either he doesn't know how to, or he doesn't like being diplomatic. He says what he sees without sugarcoating it. According to Johnson, it will end up alienating Redick from his players. And so when you talk too much, they tend to shut you out. That's all. Like, I don't think they do it on purpose. You just have a lot of words coming out of your mouth. And guys kind of cut you off. And I think that's part of his growth process. Johnson's issue with Redick's comments is nothing new. He has previously blasted the Lakers head coach for shifting the Lakers' struggles onto LeBron James.